Welcome to Power Productivity, the no excuses approach to clear the clutter and implement systems. Would you like to be free from exhaustion and overwhelm? Beat procrastination once and for all? Produce in a relaxed environment? Or maybe achieve the results you desire? If so, you are in the right place. Again, I want to welcome you. My name is Lysandra Everett, and this is Power Productivity, the no excuses approach to clear the clutter and implement systems in your life and your business. How many of you know that people have an idea of what they want their lives to look like? How many of you know that the idea that people have and what their lives actually look like are two different things? The desire doesn't match the reality. They don't have the money, the relationships, or the fulfillment that they want. They are confused, frustrated, worn out, and disappointed from not living the life that they know is possible. And that's why I created Power Productivity to help you get from here to your happy place. And I emphasize your happy place, not someone else's happy place, your happy place. Before we get started, I want to share with you how you can connect with me where I'm hanging out on social media: Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and on Twitter. So, who am I? Well, here I am over here on the left, and this is my family. I'm an Army wife, a mom, a Girl Scout troop leader, a Little League parent times two. I've got a baseball and a softball player, as well as a cheerleader. I'm the chauffeur and the gopher, and I also run a business. I joined the home based business industry in 2009, and I've started marketing online in 2010, all while still having a full-time job that included an hour commute each way, daycare pickups and drop-offs, and the regular life stuff. I went through a few companies. I transitioned to work from home full-time in late 2011. But listen, during the time from 2010 up until 2014, I suffered. When I was making money, I was all over the place. I wasn't getting any rest. I was running all the time. I was leaving my children at the dinner table by themselves, working on webinars and such. Then, when I decided to spend more time with my children, the money went down. It was a whirlwind ride, and I wanted off. When the money was up, my family time was down. When my family time was up, the money was down, and I was tired. In mid 2014, I took a step back and started looking at what was going on. And I realized I had too much going on. I had all this stuff and I was losing money. So I stopped. I moved in 2014, but during that moving time, I started studying why I was failing. And when I wasn't failing, then I wasn't spending any time with my family. So I realized I was failing because I was getting stuff tossed at me from everywhere. It wasn't the stuff, but the fact that I did not have any systems in place to handle the stuff, nor the habits in place to make it all work. And that's how NEAT was created. NEAT, no excuses approach to. I had to find ways to be successful. I started to ask myself, what is a no excuses approach to this? Meaning, I had to figure out a way to be successful that I could do no matter what. And that's where NEAT comes from. Power Productivity is the no excuses approach to productivity in your life and business. Let's talk about why you're here. I want you to close your eyes and think for a minute. I want you to think about what your days look like right now. I want you to picture how you wake up. I want you to think about how you spend your time. Think about how when someone asks you to do something or you realize you need to do something, how you give that big exhale. That's the breath of overwhelm. I want you to think about how exhausted you feel when your day is over. Think about how right now you are not even focused on this training, but thinking about the other things that you have to do. Too much to do, not enough time, feeling overwhelmed, can't can't seem to catch a break. You feel like you're spinning your wheels, you procrastinate, you feel like the faster you go, the behinder you get. And I'm telling you, it does not have to be this way. So let's talk about what you really want. If you saw this movie, Shawshank Redemption, you know what happened here. Andy Dufresne spent 20 years digging a hole to get out of prison. When he finally escaped, he crawled through the sewer to get out. Your watching this training and being here says that you have dug the hole. Now it's time to crawl through the crap and get to freedom. In this training, I'm going to show you how to get out of the madness. I'm here to help you clear the clutter from your life and your business. My goal is to give you the steps to implement a system that you can maintain. You will wake up productive and fall asleep without a care because everything is where it's supposed to be. So, if you haven't gotten your workbook out already, let's get that because we're about to get to the content of this training. So, the no excuses approach to power productivity includes 5 steps: capture, clarify, contain, complete, and check up. And we're going to go through these one at a time. But before I go forward, let me explain something to you. I want to share the difference between efficiency and effectiveness because I think we are used to working for efficiency and not effectiveness, and effectiveness is what we're going for here. Efficiency is getting as much done as possible in as little time. Effectiveness is getting the right things done in the given amount of time. So let's take a look at capture. Now I want you to look at these 2 images. All the balls represent the roles you fill in your life. And I want you to think about that. Think about the various roles you fill in your life. You're a parent, you're a PTA board member, you're a volunteer, you're a friend, you're a caregiver for an elderly parent. You might be a grandparent caring for grandchildren. We all have various roles that we fill in our lives. Our lives are not just about business. But let's look at the difference between these two, though. On the left, you have balls all over the place. These are the roles in your life. Remember that. On the right, you still have the balls, but they are all in one place. Which one do you believe is easier to handle? Exactly, the one on the right. So the essence of capture is essentially you have to have a way to catch all the stuff. So here are the 3 essential elements of capture. One, you need to have a central place for your base of operation, whether you work in the home or outside the home. You need to have a central base of operation. Number 2, you need to have a specific place to receive your tasks. And number 3, that place has to be a place where you give regular attention. So you can't have your base of operation and your place to receive your task in your basement if you never go down there. So all of these 3 things have to be in place. Step number 2, clarify. So the first thing you want to get clear on is what is your definition of success? What does that look like for you? And then you got to get clear on your goals. I want you to keep this in mind. People come to you for help because they don't have time to do it, they don't want to do it, or they don't know how to do it. But when you're clear on your definition of success and clear on your goals, then accepting or deflecting tasks will become easy. So as the flow of information and tasks come to you, first identify what the task really is and what it means to you, if anything. Number 2, decide what needs to be done next. What is the very next thing that needs to happen here? And number 3, ask yourself, am I the right person to do this? If you are, then you got to figure out when you're going to do it. But if you're not, then you either need to eliminate it or delegate it. Step number three is to contain. And really, this is about getting organized. The only thing that needs to be outside of the box is your thinking. That's it. Everything else needs to be in its place. The three parts that make the containment process work are these. One, you have to have a place to easily access your stuff. It can't be, like I said, down in the basement and you never go down in the basement. Number two, you have to be able to easily find what you need. And three, it must be easy to keep up with. If these three things are not in place, you probably won't do it. So, if you have an assistant, here's the thing. You really have to design this to work for you and teach your assistant how to use it, not vice versa. Assistants will come and go, but you will remain. So, therefore, you need to develop the system and teach others to work in it for you. So, when you're alone, you're not lost trying to find things. Okay? So that's why you have to design this for you. Step four, complete. This is where you're getting the work done. In the completion phase, you should know what you have to do and when you're going to do it. You'll also know what you've delegated out and what you can totally neglect and filter out if it doesn't fit into your life plan. This is how you get it done. Now, in order for your completion part to be effective, there's got to be three things in place. One, you need to look at how much time you have. Do you have 15 minutes? Do you have an hour? How much time do you have? And then in that time, set the priorities. What can you get done? What is your most important work? And number three is simply to get to work. John Maxwell said, the difference between a leader and a follower is the ability to think ahead and prioritize responsibilities. So when you look at how much time you have, then you need to already know what your priorities are, what's going to give you the most bang for your buck, and do those things only. Step five and the final phase is the checkup phase. And I believe this is the most overlooked step. Or was it just for me? Because I know I wasn't doing this. The checkup time is the opportunity for you to review your performance over a period of time. I personally recommend that you do this weekly. There will ultimately be some things that you just don't get done or can't get done all at once. It's great to have a plan, but how often does the plan go completely as scheduled? Stuff just happens. But during this checkup time, that's when you can go back over your week and say, I missed this, or I got this, or I need to do this. Okay. I really recommend that you do this during business hours because that is time for you to catch up on those things that you may have missed. And these are the things that you need to check up on. Your personal tasks. What did you already have assigned to yourself for the week? Number two, things you've delegated to others. It's just time to call and say, hey, Joe, what's the status of this? And number three, tasks related to ongoing projects. If you've got a big project going on, you've got to break that down into chunks. And so you go look and see where you are on those projects. By having a regular checkup time, like I said, I totally recommend weekly, you can keep your eye on things that you've had to let slip by or procrastinate on. Okay? This is how you maintain eyes and keep full control of what's going on in your life. So, what's next? Well, simply to get started. Start at step one with clearing the clutter and complete each step before proceeding to the next. And then commit to your system. That's it. But now, here's the deal, you're going to be on your own. Now, if you could have done it on your own, you already would have done it on your own. The fact is that very few of us can do it on our own. We all need a coach. We all need someone who isn't us, who can guide us, someone who is holding us accountable. And how do we perform when we know someone is watching? We work harder, we do better, we're more intentional because we want to put our best foot forward. The most successful people in the world, athletes, financial gurus, and business people, all have coaches and mentors to help guide them along. And that's why I created this powerful program. Because look, there are three reasons you are on this webinar right now. You're frustrated because it seems like you can't complete a thought, much less a project, and then you can't even find the necessary things you need to get going. Or two, you're feeling overwhelmed because you've got stuff coming at you from everywhere. You don't know what to do first. You're stressed, not sleeping, and you're probably gaining weight. And then you procrastinate because it's all too much. You just wait and see what blows up first so you can react to that. But let me ask you, how would it feel to be in control of your life? What would it mean for you to know that you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing and you're okay with the things you are not doing? What would it mean to be able to completely focus on your goals without worrying about the other stuff just dropping to the floor? Hmm. And I know you may be thinking, if I only had a plan. Well, I'd like to invite you to let me help you. Because as I see it, you've got two choices. You can stay in the frustration, the overwhelm, and the procrastination and the madness, or you can take the simple, straightforward, no excuses approach and get this under control. And that leads me to the Power Productivity Coaching Program, which is a 4-week intensive to help you get your life back. In week one, we go through the capturing and the clearing. We're going to get rid of the stuff that you don't need and help you capture the stuff that you do. Number two, in week two, we're going to clarify and contain. That's where we go through all of your tasks and review them and teach you how to organize them. You'll receive a list of low-cost tools to use in your organization and you'll start to use them in week two. We'll talk about scheduling and how to do it so that you operate at your maximum effectiveness. Week three, we're going to focus on completion. Now, I will say this, that the contain part can be a little time consuming. So your week two and week three may overlap just a little bit, but that's okay. Because in week three, we're going to focus on how to get it done. We'll discuss why you procrastinate and how to deal with procrastination once and for all. And week four is the checkup time and the review. We'll discuss how to properly review your work to make sure you are heading in the direction you want to go. The first class is starting March 7th, 2015. Registration closes on March 3rd, 2015. So head on over to www.powerproductivity.net to get started. Here are your options. There's the basic package and the power package. The basic package includes the 4 weeks of power productivity training as well as access to our exclusive Facebook community. That has an investment of $297 or two payments of $157. Option two is the Power Package, which includes the 4 weeks Power Productivity Training, access to the Facebook community, a weekly implementation call where you get to get on the phone with me and ask questions as you go through each week. There will be a bonus session week 5. We'll help you create a personal success plan and also have extensive calendar planning training. The Power Package has an investment of $347 or 2 payments of $197. Again, you can head over to www.powerproductivity.net to get started. And that's it. I really hope to see you in the class starting March 7th, 2015. I'm excited to share this with you, and I hope you got some valuable information that you can take this and run and get control of your life. I look forward to working with you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.